It's like my son's father is trying to do everything he can to silence me. And it's just kind of weird to me. It's just like, you got all this energy to try to torment me on social media, but you have no energy to meet your 6-year-old. My goodness, the energy that it would take you to have to file complaints on my YouTube channel to get videos removed that I did during my pregnancy. Like, the time it takes to do that, it's like you couldn't use that time more wisely to put into investing in yourself so you can be a better man and be a better father for your son. Men be putting their energy in the wrong places. For the past 2 months, someone has been like attacking my YouTube channel and filing like privacy complaints. And it's been videos that I did during my pregnancy where I was talking about my experience with my son's father. Initially, I was telling YouTube that there's no way that my son's father is this ignorant. Like, there's no way that he's doing this, because our son has been alive for 6 years and not once has he reached out to our son to get to know our son. All he's been doing is paying child support monthly, and his pay is getting garnished, and he's on child support that he asked to be on. So I was telling YouTube, like, this is not a real person doing this. This has to be a troll. And so they suggested that I get an attorney and get a subpoena so they could give me the IP address and contact information of the person that's filing the privacy complaint, so I can sue that person instead of suing YouTube for removing content from my channel because of a false privacy complaint. Anytime someone on social media like brings up the fact that I had a baby by a married man, like my son ain't 6 years old, it isn't a baby anymore, and like my son's father in a divorce and been moved on, like he wasn't going through a divorce when we were living together and looking for a place and engaged. It makes me have to bring up this again. And anytime I go viral on social media, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, it doesn't matter. When one of my videos makes it and it goes further and everybody starts watching me, the trolls come out of nowhere making fun of me. All of the questions about me and my son's father and whether I was a mistress or not come out of nowhere. People start tormenting me and harassing me like I ruined some man's family or was some type of homewrecker or something. And no matter how much I try to defend myself and tell people the truth, a lot of people just don't want to hear the truth. Our 6-year-old son is his only child. Meanwhile, that ex-wife of his has 4 or 5 other children with 3 or 4 different men. And honestly, he doesn't want people to know the truth either, because he wants people to think of him the way that he wants people to think of him, but he doesn't want to actually put forth the energy to be the good man that he's trying to depict himself to be to the rest of the world. But see, to me, I don't care what people think about me. I can't, because too many times in the past, I've jumped through hoops to try to be what everybody else wants me to be, and I hadn't taken care of myself. And that's how I ended up in that low energy situation with a scumbag to begin with, because a man was telling me that I needed to lower my standards and that I was too old. I was 38 when I met my son's father. The only reason why I began dating him to begin with is because the men inside of my YouTube audience were encouraging me to lower my standards, because they believed that me being 38, I was going to be unable to get a college educated man who owned his own home, was financially stable, had traveled the world, all of the things that I was looking for in a man trying to match my own energy. They told me that no men was going to want me like that. So I tried to open my mind to what they were saying to me. I wrote a book about it. I'm college educated, but forget that. I shouldn't be looking for a man who has a degree and makes a lot of money and knows how to take care of his finances and, build a real life for himself. I shouldn't be looking for that, because at 38, it's just no way I'm going to be able to find that. So I meet my son's father. He has a great personality. And I'm finding out all of these things that are disturbing about him. And in the end, instead of me leaving him, I sat there and I chose to be loyal. I chose to be a friend to someone who was going through a transitional period. And the consequences of me doing that has been this long, humiliating, gut-wrenching, heartbreaking experience where my reputation is tarnished, where somehow I'm the villain in the situation. All of these things, right? I'm going through all of this. I'm going through all of these things. I'm pregnant now, and he sends me a text message from work telling me that he isn't completely over the woman he's supposedly been separated from for 2 years, and that he's unsure about how he feels about me. Also telling me that he doesn't want our baby, and eventually telling me that we should put him up for adoption. How the fuck am I supposed to respond to something like that? We had the conversation about whether or not he still had feelings for her like 100 times. I told this man 100 times, I am not interested in dating someone who's married. I'm not interested in dealing with someone who is still connected to somebody else. How many times did this man reassured me so many times that he was done with this woman? And then he sends me this fucking text message. Like, oh, I still care about her. Not to mention that now I'm a single mother to a special needs kid, and my focus has been him and trying to make sure that other women, for starters, stop having babies by men who aren't financially in a good place or who aren't mentally prepared for it. Don't date men who are separated, who are married. Don't date men who don't take care of their kids. Sometimes men will sell you the dream of y'all being together forever, like my son's father did, but don't be so anxious to have a baby. Like, wait and see. Even if you're married to dude, like, wait, because there's plenty of women out here who were married and now they're divorced and they're single mothers and they're raising their children alone. And no matter how many people try to make it seem like being a divorced single mother is different from you being a single mother, you still taking care of children alone. So it doesn't even matter. To marry before you carry shit don't even work. It doesn't mean don't get married first. It just means you still gotta be like side-eyeing that shit. Men are a trip. A lot of these men want to be a husband. They want to be your boyfriend. They want to sleep with you every night. They want your home cooked meals. They want you cleaning up. They want you doing all of these amazing things, but they don't end up being the best fathers in the world. A lot of them are selfish and they're unable to be what you need them to be for you or for some children. So you got to be selective. So at the end of the day, that's my message. But of course, you got negative people in the world who are going to think negative things. I already got to deal with people twisting the truth and lying about me. And when they telling my story to somebody else, they leaving out important parts. And they want to pin me as like this mistress who tried to steal somebody's husband. And I'm sorry, that's just not the type of woman that I am. But my son's father wants everybody to believe that that's the type of woman I am. He wants everybody to believe that I'm the villain in the situation because he doesn't want to take responsibility for the poor choices that he made. The more I talk about it, the more I try to encourage other women to not be the type of woman I was, where I was sitting here trying to be all loyal and friendly and in love and stuff and patient and trying to deal with a man who clearly has some serious mental health issues. Work on yourself, sis. Work on your own mental health. Work on your self-esteem. Work on who you are as a woman. Improve who you are as a woman. So you won't end up being with the type of man like this. Type of losers that go out here and allow for the world to depict you as something that you aren't. Because he could easily tell the world, oh, she's not that type of woman. That's not who she is. She was a good woman to me. I made a poor decision as a man. Like, how hard is it to say that? Why do men have such a difficult time with admitting that? So instead of doing the work that he needs to do to become the kind of man that's honest with everybody around him, who's honest with the public, who's just a good person, rather ruin my reputation or lie to people about me, file privacy complaints on my YouTube channel to get videos that I did when I was pregnant taken down, or videos where I'm telling women to stop dating deadbeats. He wants those videos taken down because he doesn't want to man up and face himself in the mirror. And it's just like, ladies, whatever you do, please don't choose these men. Because if they can do these horrible things to their ex-girlfriends and if they can be abusive to their children, negligent to their children, they can do something terrible to you, sis. That's all I be wanting women to know. That's all I be wanting women to understand. Just be better at choosing men. Choose the right men to deal with because these men are out here trying to ruin your life.